welcome to the next episode of Bisportuals, your new favorite sports podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
I'm Cameron.
And I'm Kyle.
Thank you all for joining us this week. How was this weekend, guys? You have a good week? Have a good weekend?
I bed rotted.
I worked.
That's fair. Well, now that the brackets are officially out, and by the time this has come out, March Madness has already started. I got a busy week ahead of me. I'm gonna have 4 games on the TV, 4 games on the laptop. I'm gonna have all the games watching.
I took the entire day off just for the first day. It's gonna be great.
Watch 8 games at the same time.
Yes,
How
I
many games
can.
go on at the same time?
I don't know, but you can't watch 8 at a time.
I sure can. The Octobox, dude. Has NFL Red Zone taught you nothing?
NFL Red Zone is a scam. It's not even commercial-free football.
Okay,
I agree about the
you're kind of
commercial.
spitting with the last part.
I agree about the commercial-free football part, but let's be clear. I already paid for season ticket because I have the student discount, and I couldn't get all of the games. It's $10 a month additional to get NFL Red Zone. I have Red Zone on the TV, and I have the Vikings game on my laptop, and I'm going between the two. It's perfect. It is not at all a scam.
Yeah, but
How
there's
dare you imply that?
ads, and you're paying for it already.
I'm
Yeah.
paying for a good and a service, dude.
Cameron, you pay for TV. You love TV.
No, I
And
don't.
TV has ads.
Shout out Stream East.
Stream East has ads too. It's just the ads that
Yeah.
are built into the thing.
Ad blocker, bitch.
It's part of the stream, dude.
Don't even worry about it.
Okay. Speaking of Stream East, which is how I do have to watch most of my Timberwolves games because they're not in market here, let's go ahead and get into the NBA. Why don't we? We are nearing the end of the regular season, and as the regular season comes to an end, teams start to get into playoff mode. And one of the important things when it comes to playoffs is not only experience, but also depth. The ability to not have to just rely on your stars or necessarily just your starting rotation. And being able to have those second and third rotational guys who can put up, maybe not blinding numbers, but can be effective on the court when your stars aren't. But how well do we really know some of these guys, some of these role players in the NBA? So we are going to play Name That Role Player. I'm going to show these guys a picture of an active NBA role player, and they are going to have to figure out who it is. If they both don't get it on the first guess, we'll go back and forth trying to figure out who it is. I have a total of 10 names here. I am using their official ESPN pictures. Some of these are not absolutely current, which you will come to see as we get into the names. But that's part of the challenge, as these are their official ESPN pictures. So really, this is a call out to ESPN. Update your fucking picks, dude.
Or you
Fix
could
your
just
shit.
take them from NBA.com. Like
Truly.
the official source that they're actually taking the pictures for.
Come on, ESPN, do better. Do better. So, other than that, are you guys ready to hop on in?
No.
I don't think I'm going to do great, honestly. I have been too busy to watch a bunch of random games, but I will do better than Kyle.
I
we go.
have no comment.
Here we go. Let's hop right in. So, the first, it's going to come up right away. The first player, your first NBA role player is...
Oh, Ivica Zubac, however you say it, for the Clippers.
Weren't we supposed to say it at the same time?
Yeah, the first one we're going to say at the first guess we're going to say it at the same time.
Yeah, you fucking
Cameron,
Why do you didn't fucking listen? That's Ivica
Cam-
Zubac, and I can actually pronounce his name.
It is Ivica Zubac.
Ivica? I thought it was Ivica.
No, you thought wrong. I'll give it to both of you because you both had the right guy. Cameron pronounced it correctly, though.
Okay.
I will give us a countdown. 3, 2,
Okay.
1, and we will say the
Okay.
name.
I
together.
missed that part.
All good. All good.
He kind of looks
Here we
like
go.
Zach Edey a little bit.
It
Zach
does look
Edey with a beard.
a little bit like Zach Edey if he had facial hair. So let's go ahead, hop on to number 2. 3, 2, 1.
Luke Cornett.
Oh, damn, that is Lou Cornett.
This is Luke Cornett. I did not think that looked like Luke Cornett when I first saw that picture.
It does just enough, but
There's only
Yeah.
so many white guys for the Celtics.
Damn. I realized very quickly how downhill this is going to go for me.
Here we go. Next one, right here. 3, 2, 1.
Is that fucking
Santi
Fontecchio?
Aldama,
That is Santi Aldama,
the trolley problem.
Oh,
This is not Simone Fontecchio, but thank you for remembering Simone Fontecchio from who
Yeah.
he played for like 6 episodes
Mhm.
ago.
Congrats.
I'm
This
learning.
is Santi Aldama.
Santramus
When I-
Aldamus.
Fun fact, when I was looking up Santi Aldama's photo for this, multiple websites had the link be Santi Aldama stats and whatnot, and it was a picture of Zach Eady.
Nice.
That's not.
Why does he
That's-
kind
they
of
don't
look
even
like
look
he's
alike.
using the Giga Chad filter in that photo?
A little bit.
I think it's the little bit of shading on his forehead that makes it look like it's not.
Yeah,
A
like
real
the
photo.
like light between
Yeah.
his eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of awesome though. He's looking good. And
Good for Santi. Good for Santi Aldama.
he definitely put on makeup for media day.
Go you.
Let's go. Quick score check. We are at 1 for Kyle, 3 for Cameron. Cameron's 3 for 3 so far. All right. Let's go ahead on to number 4.
Fuck,
3,
who are you?
2, 1.
Peyton Pritchard.
No,
Cameron?
he plays for. Is that fucking Peyton Pritchard? That guy looks fat.
This is not Peyton
Okay.
Pritchard.
Yeah,
That was a
Kyle, you
joke.
got
No.
your guess in first, so we're gonna go to you for your next guess.
Jason Tatum.
This
That-
is a wild picture that they picked for him.
that looks like a Dallas jersey, like their alternate colors.
Why would they take their headshot with?
These are the official ESPN picks. I don't think they use all
Oh,
jerseys.
Okay, I don't know why. It just kind of looks like the Dallas green to me.
It does look like the Dallas green a little
Fuck.
bit, but I think that shade's a little different.
is this like a G leaguer or something?
No, this guy got minutes.
I give up. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Same.
This is the one, the only Sam Hauser
Oh, fuck
of the
you.
Boston Celtics.
What? That is not
That's
Sam Hauser.
that is not Sam Hauser.
This is the picture that comes here. I will show you. Sam
Club.
Hauser.
Nice browser history. You just leaked it. See, he's got
there it is.
hair.
Look right there.
Ew.
The official ESPN Sam Hauser picture
Yuck.
right there.
But that does kind of. Does that not look like the Dallas green a little bit?
A little bit, but it is,
Like
it
ET.
is the Boston green.
I know.
So that is Sam Hauser. Both of you missed
Damn.
out on
Cool.
Sam
I
Hauser.
thought he had hair.
He does.
Yeah.
He does, just not in this ESPN pick.
My
All right, let's
bad.
go ahead. First one Cameron has missed. Let's see if he can get back on the streak here. This is role player number 5. 3, 2, 1.
Trey Lyles.
This is Trey Lyles of the
Lockdown
Sacramento
God.
Kings.
He is pretty solid on defense. Yeah.
Kyle is not feeling good so far.
I'm just not good with faces. That is a general problem that I have.
This is Trey Lyles. Let's go ahead on to number 6. Here we go. Smile to light up a room. 3, 2, 1.
Jordan McLaughlin.
No, this is not Jordan McLaughlin. But
Didn't
I
he
kind of
just
see.
get traded to the Bulls too? Oh no, he's on the
I don't-
Spurs. Fuck, he
Yeah,
was
he's on the
part of that
Spurs.
3-teamer. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Cameron, the second guess goes to you.
Okay. Are you? I don't think it's Kobe White. I also do not think it's a white guy.
Guess Vucevic. Guess Vucevic.
Yeah, this is totally Vooch.
Is this fucking Javon Carter?
This is Javon Carter.
I
Nice
forgot
pull.
that he went to the Bulls in the offseason.
Good pull. This is Javon Carter.
If he was in a Bucks jersey, I definitely would have gotten it a lot sooner.
Look at him. He just seems like a nice guy. He
I'm sure
seems
he
like
is.
a kind fellow.
He seems like a Jordan McLaughlin type.
He absolutely does.
Are they the same height? Do we know?
No,
I think Javon Carter's bigger.
Javon Carter is definitely bigger.
I was saying, it's hard to be Jordan McLaughlin sized.
He is
Yeah.
a shooting guard, so he is automatically not going to be 5'10".
All right. That was number 6. Let's go ahead to number 7. Number 7 was the one player who I had to like look into, like, okay, who is this guy? I've legit never heard his name. Here we go.
Ooh,
He's
Three.
a Nick?
2, 1.
Jericho Sims.
Mitchell Robinson.
No and no. Cameron, it comes back to you. You got your guess in first.
He looks like a Walmart Kelly Oubre. So
You're not wrong.
Charlie Brown Jr.
No. Kyle, do you have a guess?
Is this Nikola Jokic?
So, Kyle, you were right in your guess. He is a Nick. He averages about 24 and a half minutes per game.
How many games played?
This season, he has played 57 games.
Fuck.
What?
He's played
Is he a
57
rookie?
Games. He is not. He is not a rookie.
Okay, I have genuinely no idea.
He averages 40% from the field, 37.5 from 3, 2.5 rebounds per game, 9 points per game, 3 assists per game. He is a point guard.
Miles McBride. No,
This is Miles McBride.
Okay.
This is Miles
that's all
McBride.
I needed. I thought he was part of the trade to the Raptors, but like
Nope,
for
he is-
OG. But I don't know. I'm fucking stupid right now.
He played 30 minutes against Miami yesterday, as of recording this yesterday. Shot
Is he
33% from the field and 50% from 3.
Is he starting right now because Brunson's out or no?
I would assume so.
I believe he is.
Yeah, no,
All right.
he's good. I couldn't think of anyone
no.
on the Knicks for
Who knows who he is? But he's solid. He's a solid player. Let's go ahead.
also known as Deuce McBride.
Number 8. Here we go.
Oh, fuck.
3,
Fuck.
2, 1.
That's not Nick Richards.
Is it Caleb Martin?
Cameron, what's your guess?
That's probably right. I think I said Nick Richards. Nick Richards is darker than
It's
that.
more correct than Cameron,
Fuck.
but it is not Caleb Martin.
It's a Martin.
His brother's
I'll let-
name is Cody. I'll give you that.
I'll let Kyle. You got your guess in first, so I'll let you take the first guess here.
I
The
don't
second
know.
round.
Is it Cody Martin?
This is Cody Martin.
Yeah.
There you go, Kyle. Back on the board. Phoenix
Finally.
Sun, Cody Martin.
No clue he was on the Suns.
I don't think
Also,
Cody
no
Martin
clue he
knew.
was on the Sun.
Here we go. Number 9. Just a real scrappy kind of player. First one in, last one out kind of guy
I
here.
think it's gonna be a white guy.
3, 2, 1.
Grayson Allen.
Matt Ryan.
No. This dude does not look like this anymore. It's
Oh
not.
God.
I was like,
Yeah,
who the fuck is sponsored by Robinhood?
Yeah.
This was crazy when I saw the most recent photos of him.
Oh, okay. So this is an older photo.
This is an older photo of him.
Is he on the same team as he was in this photo?
Believe he is. Let me double check for you.
Oh, is this Luke Kennard?
This is Luke Kennard.
I was starting to get there with his face. I couldn't place it.
What happened to his hairline, guys?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that cracker can shoot.
That cracker can shoot, but this is what happened to him. I mean, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just got to commit to it and just go full Caruso.
He could.
Yeah.
Because right now he's got like it comes back and then it comes back down in the middle and it just shows off the fact that he's losing his hair.
Like me. Check it out. I got the same thing going.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
you could go full Caruso.
No.
Okay, cool.
This is the cheat code. No one will ever know what my hairline looks like, ever.
Here we go, number 10. Let's go to our last role player here. 3,
Oh, fuck.
2, 1.
Is this Quentin Post?
I was going to say
No.
Jordan Poole. I can't think of his name. Oh, my God. It's like a 4-letter last name. Ryan, is there a Q involved in this name somehow?
Nope.
You are a guy.
He's got an odd first name. I'll give him that. I don't know if it's actually his first name.
That's a Warriors jersey, right?
No,
Yes.
it's the Timberwolves.
Okay. I forgot Rakuten for a second, but I don't know. It could be like Pacers, maybe.
Yeah, it's the Warriors.
So he was drafted by Golden State. He still is on Golden State.
Oh, okay.
It's like Koi or something, or like Kwa.
Hoy
I can't
Parrish
think of
is
it.
a football player.
That's a
No,
Minnesota
I'm aware.
Gopher.
Skyuma. I'm not gonna get it.
He has averaged, let's see, he's played 43 games this year, averaging 14 minutes per game, shooting just under 50% from the field and 36 from three. He's averaging 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game over his career, or this year.
Trace Jackson Davis? No.
No.
I don't know.
This is Gui Santos.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking of his first name. Because I knew he had a fun first name.
Yeah. Gui. Short for, I believe, Guilherme. He's
Good
Brazilian.
for him. He's not doing that great, but,
He
you're on
comes
an
from
NBA
Brazil.
team.
Go to
I mean,
Brazil.
that's literally the name of this game was role players.
Yeah.
He's playing his role.
He's
I
shooting
don't
just
know.
under. He's shooting just under 50% from the field.
Cameron, you
Just
couldn't do that.
Just doesn't take shots a
on
lot.
two attempts a game.
Yeah, maybe they don't. Well, when you have Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler on your team, you're not going to be the one taking shots.
If I had Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler on my team, I would be the one taking shots, and if they don't like it, I'm gonna
You'd
tell
be the
them.
one taking back shots.
Yeah. For the record, for my audio-only listeners, right now my shirt says "Come in me, bro," and "come" is spelled C-U-M, like the juice, the people juice.
I just realized this is like an awful audio only segment, so thank you for getting our listeners informed, Cameron.
Cool.
All right.
Final
Well,
score.
Final scores.
Oh.
Kyle, you got 2.
Yeah.
Cameron, you got what? 7?
7.
6 or 7?
I think 7. Because Kyle
Yeah.
took one from me, and then 2 of them I didn't know.
Yes.
Luke Cornett with no hair. What the fuck?
Luke Cornett, no hair. Or no, that was Sam Hauser, no hair.
Yeah, Sam Hauser.
Yeah, Luke Cornett just looked like a school shooter.
It's a white guy who plays for Boston. They all do. All right. So Cameron comes out on top on this game, which we predicted, but still got to prove it. That's why we play the game.
Mhm.
Any given Sunday,
No, not when it comes to Kyle and ball knowledge.
Kyle's got an intimate knowledge of balls.
What the hell?
Just ask any big guy.
Yeah, let's run it
Yeah,
back.
that's right.
Third
We're back.
episode in
We're
a
back.
row. Let's run
Third
it
episode in a row.
back. Okay.
No, that's it. That's it for the. I had to do it once.
If I can get it in there classily, I will. But we're not gonna force it like last episode.
You're trying to get it in.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
like
you
those
gotta
big
take
guys
him out for
and
dinner
Kyle.
first. You gotta take him out to dinner first. Come on,
No, I
Kyle at
do
least
not.
shows the courtesy.
no.
Let's go ahead. Let's talk about the NBA. Big news recently. The Philadelphia 76ers have recently shut down Paul George for the rest of the regular season.
Woo!
So Podcast P probably coming back
It's
to
back.
podcasting.
It's back.
The
that
Sixers
really
this year.
hurts being a smaller podcast to see one of the podcasting giants make his return to the league. Unfortunately, this is a devastating injury for not only the 76ers, but for us.
Yeah, because
Yep.
we're going to lose our audience back to Podcast P.
Oh yeah, our
Yeah.
audience,
We've just
our
been
core
leeching.
audience that watched Podcast P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Venn diagram there is actually just a circle. I almost did. It's actually just a circle and then stop.
So all Podcast P listeners watch Bisportuals.
And all Bisportuals listener watch Podcast P.
Yeah. We have the exact same viewership.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my dad has never watched Podcast P, but all right.
I haven't looked at their analytics, so I'm sure Podcast P would love to do numbers like ours.
Oh
You know?
yeah.
Yeah, we're putting up stats.
All right.
They're going to
yeah,
reach out to us for a collab, so
I'm
it's cool.
still not happy for the way this injury shook up not the MNBA but our league.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a tough get. But back to the MNBA, the Sixers this year, they've lost Joel Embiid, they've lost PG, they've lost the GOAT Jared McCain. So this season, and really the process in general, is dead. Kyle, I want to come to you first. When it comes to the process and the entirety of it in Philadelphia, despite the disappointment on the court, do you think the process worked? And what do you think the future might look like for the 76ers?
To answer your second question first, the future is Mr. Jared McCain, our GOAT. But in all reality, for the process itself, I don't see a lot of value there. They got what? An Eastern Conference semifinal appearance?
A couple of them.
A couple of them. But they never made it out of the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Yeah. We're gonna get GTA 6 before we get Embiid in a conference final.
Yes. Like, genuinely, what results were from the process? Is the process still loading? Are we still in the process? What is happening? That sick and twisted projection of, hey, if you stick with us and grind it out, we're going to win a championship. We're going to do it. We have all the right pieces. And then you do nothing with them. You mortgage your future multiple times for aging stars. Joel Embiid. But just in general, like, there was no substance. There's no value for your process. Like, tangibly, there's nothing there. It was just a mindset that didn't work out because the main guy spearheading it doesn't seem like he actually wants to play basketball. Granted, part of that is injuries, but there's also, all the rest games that he took in between that. I think he's only played about like 500 or 600 career games, and he's been in the league since what, 2016? 2017?
He was drafted in 2014.
2014.
Yeah, he has played about 460 games and missed about 420, I believe.
Yeah. Jesus. And if he's out for the rest of this season, then he's going to miss about 440. So he's missing almost half of the games that he's eligible for, which is insanity for someone who's been in the league for over 10 years. Mm-hmm. At some point in Philadelphia, the owner has to look and say, let's cut our losses. Like, truly blow it up. Like,
I don't know if that number counts as rookie season or 2014, 2015, where he didn't play at all. He was a redshirt rookie. I'm not sure. Yep. I just saw a stat on Instagram like a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, there has to be some significant change in Philadelphia at this point. There just something in the water there is not set up for success for the 76ers franchise at this current moment, other than Jared McCain. Like, truly, that seems like the shining sunlight in the future for this franchise, because it's certainly not going to be Paul George. I don't think it's going to be Joel Embiid. You have Tyrese Maxey, who is young and growing and going to develop, and has some playoff or did he get playoff experience last year?
Yep. Yes, he did.
He was the only one of them that got fucking playoff experience.
Mm-hmm. So again, I say, get younger as a basketball team. Get rid of these old guys on your team and just kind of start from scratch. Try it again. Don't call it the process, though, because clearly the process didn't work. Find another mantra, find another approach to it. And if that includes their current GM, great. If it doesn't include their current GM, even better.
Daryl Morey.
Because clearly the process did not work.
Mm-hmm. Cameron, do you agree that in order for the future of not just the Sixers, but our Pookie Bear Jared McCain, and in order for him to be able to succeed on this team, they need to move off of older, aging veterans like Paul George and Joel Embiid? Or do you see a possible different way for the 76ers to move forward, or is that kind of their destiny and they can run from it all they like?
Well, if I personally, who I am as a person, was running the 76ers, the first player I would trade is Jared McCain and get him the fuck away from the shithole that franchise is and has been over the past couple decades. I don't dislike very many teams, but I fucking despise the Philadelphia 76ers and just everything they have done, everything they stand for. The GM that started the process, he did a great job, and they're like, oh, he's losing too much, get him out of here. And I don't believe that was really the answer. They should have let him stuck it out, sort of like what they're letting Sam Presti do in OKC. And you're showing how much that is paying, or you're seeing how much that's paying off. Their team is insane. That's a version of the process that has worked and worked tremendously. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Luka Garza made a conference finals appearance before Joel Embiid.
That is true.
Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
See, I look at the whole Embiid thing, right? And I agree. I think he plays bum basketball. I think he's a foul baiter. I don't enjoy watching Joel Embiid play basketball. And I think if you do enjoy it, you're either a Philly fan or you're a sicko. So either you're a sicko or a sicko.
Yeah, I do think there's going to be some dumbass GM that's going to want to trade for Embiid, and I think if the Sixers have that opportunity, they need to do it. Keep Maxey, keep McCain, sell the farm everywhere else. Not that there really is much of a farm, but
yeah. I look at Joel Embiid, and I don't know if you guys remember this guy. I believe he was early. When was he drafted? Drafted in 2007, I believe. Do you remember Greg Oden?
Why, yes, I remember Greg Oden. He was drafted above the Kevin Durant, and he had his career derailed by injuries, and his story is super sad, and we fucking love him over in this bedroom.
Greg Oden is great. I think the reason that we look at Greg Oden and Joel Embiid's career differently is because Joel Embiid had success before going to injury, and then also the load management. Greg Oden couldn't play basketball because he was hurt.
And also, Embiid's a bitch, and Greg Oden was humble.
Yes, yes. Personality-wise, there's that. But, like, basketball career-wise, forget the off-the-court stuff, forget how they play. Look at just their career paths. I think this section of Joel Embiid, where he is not on the court for a majority of games, either because he's injured or because he's resting, I think we will look back on it as much of a disappointment as Greg Oden's career looked like. We feel bad for Greg Oden because he never had the chance because of injury, but we won't feel bad for Joel Embiid
because we've seen him play. He puts up numbers, not winning basketball.
If you remember last year at the beginning of the season when he was playing, he was putting up crazy numbers. He was putting like 40 points a game numbers on stupid efficiency because he played Joel Embiid style of basketball. But at this point, he can't play. Not that he can't play basketball, but he can't be on the court. He is a liability for the organization long term. Cameron, you said that there's got to be some sucker GM out there.
There was a GM who traded for Ben Simmons, who's in the exact same position. So
I will give you one name who I think could go for Joel Embiid. He's looking for a star because he just traded his away.
Oh,
you are a Dallas Maverick, Joel.
God.
Joel Embiid
Nico Harrison.
Yeah, the Dallas Mavericks, who already have like 4 starting quality centers.
Bigs. Yeah. They're gonna put AD at the 4. Joel on the bench because he's gonna be injured. He's gonna be hyping up the team from the bench. It's foolproof. Nico, fulfill your destiny.
You have to
destroy the Mavericks.
Right, and you said one thing in there for Embiid, for like the liability that he is for the organization. And I mentioned him before, and Cameron alluded to his name, Mr. Morey. I think, is responsible for this, because you can't pay a guy. What's his contract? It's like $300 million.
Whatever
It's
whatever the most he could have
Yeah.
gotten was.
Yeah, it is actually like it costs so much. Truly, he is a liability to put on the court with his injury history. So you can only put him out there during these tough games that you actually need your star player to be participating in. And so he's going to have to show up at a high level, maybe after a couple nights of rest, maybe some rust. Again, there's so many factors that play into Joel Embiid attempting to play basketball that it truly isn't worth it anymore. So it's awful to see that. And again, I am pleading to the 76ers owner, again, cut your losses. I don't think that Daryl Morey should be your GM. I don't think that Joel Embiid should be on your team. I don't think that Paul George should be on your team. Frankly, I don't think you should be a team. Blow it up, send Jared McCain to the Timberwolves for free. That'd be sick. And then life is better. Life is great.
Did they just sign him to an extension?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
What
Mm-hmm.
the?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking. It's a 3-year, $200 million extension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
didn't
doesn't
they
even
do
go
that
into
when
effect.
they traded for him?
It doesn't.
No,
no,
we're talking about
it doesn't. It
Oh.
doesn't. It doesn't even go into effect until not next year. The year after, 26-27 is the first year of the extension. So he's on contract through 2028. And then he has a player option in 28-29, which he's gonna take.
Yeah, because if they're just going to hand him free money to not actually play basketball, why wouldn't he?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's
Philadelphia.
It's arguably one of the worst contracts in the NBA right now.
You're
No
fucked.
Bradley Beal, but it's up there.
It's
Does
up
he have a
there.
no trade clause?
Who?
No.
The only
he
players
does
in the
not.
NBA with a no trade clause are LeBron and Bradley Beal.
Yeah, I forget about that.
He does have a trade restriction.
So there's probably like a kicker if they do trade him.
He cannot be traded until, well, the deadline will have passed by the time this podcast comes out, March 20th of this year. Before the new extension kicks in, money-wise, he has a little window of time where he can be, he can be traded because he doesn't have a no trade clause, but he can't be traded until March 20th.
Also,
Well, he can't be traded after March 20th at the moment because we're
that's the trade deadline.
in the middle of the season.
Trade deadline's already passed, but God, Philly.
February 6th, I believe.
This is the tax you fucking pay for being Philadelphia.
Yeah. Hey, it's the ultimate sacrifice. The 76ers have to suck so that the Eagles can win the Super Bowl.
Why can't they both suck?
True.
I don't like any Philly sports team.
Agreed.
Can we just branch that out to Pennsylvania as a whole?
Yeah, because I don't like Penn State.
I don't like Penn State. I don't hate the Pirates.
What about Schittsburg?
The Steelers?
Yeah, the Schittsburg Steelers.
They're fun to watch because they're imploding. And
I don't mind the Steelers.
I like Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like George Pickens.
He's fun.
He's fun. But I don't enjoy the Steelers as a team, but they're not as bad as the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's be clear.
But it's still fun to say Schittsburg.
True. It is.
Yeah.
I'll get back to Schittsburg. Don't you? Just you wait.
Well, I think we have two more little NBA tidbits here that we wanted to shout out here. Kyle, I believe you had a shout out. You wanted to
Yes, Anthony Edwards was your Western Conference Player of the Week. I love him. My glorious God King. Keep getting them. MVP watch next season. I'm calling it.
Yeah, but you couldn't outshoot Obi fucking Toppin.
Hey, man. He had a generation. He turned into Jesus Christ last night. What do you want?
Yeah. Not to shoot 1 from 11. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's fair.
Get well soon, Trey Murphy the third. Horrible injury.
True.
Yes, that was
well
awful.
soon. That's awful. Man, has there been an unluckier team? It's been them and Orlando. Of just
Well, Orlando just stopped shooting even when they were healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean with
With
injury.
injuries,
I feel like it's Orlando and the Pelicans.
Dallas
I don't count the
at
70s.
this point.
Yeah, Dallas right now.
I don't count the 76ers as unlucky because they are cursed by God and deserve it. But I mean, they're pretty riddled as well.
Well, that just happens when you employ Mr. M. Bum.
And Bum.
Well, I heard that
Nick-
all the Thunder starters got hurt for a game.
And it's going to cost the Oklahoma City Thunder exactly $100,000.
What an unlucky injury. Not only
Yeah.
did
That's tough.
It's
a lot of
crazy.
back soreness. A lot of back soreness going around in OKC.
yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on to Schittsburg and the NFL here. The
No, I'm
NFL,
not going to talk about the Schittsburg Steelers.
No. Wait, what?
Not today.
Don't
Not
worry
today.
about it.
Not today. The NFL during the season can be very all-encompassing. You know, some of us have red zone. Some of us think red zone is a scam, which is a fucking wild take. But
Yeah, your mom does.
she doesn't even have red
I'm
zone.
not high-fiving you for that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
But in hindsight, we look in seasons at moments. We look at games. We look at plays. We look at moments. And sometimes moments can be so big, so impactful, that they get their own name. And this has happened a lot through NFL history. We've taken some of the more contemporary named plays, and we are going to put them in a tier list for you. I have 10 plays here, all of them post 2000, from when we would have been aware and watching football. And we are going to go ahead and put them into a standard tier list format. You got your S tiers for the elites, your F tiers for the not elites, and you got everything else in between. The stinky doo-doo, caca, poo-poo, and middle tiers for everything else in between.
Well worded, bro.
Thank you. I really worked hard on that.
Yeah, I can tell.
So let's go ahead, dive right in. First play on the board, we have the one, the only, dear and dear to all of our hearts, the Minneapolis Miracle. God bless. Let's all take a moment of silence in remembrance of the Minneapolis Miracle.
Yeah, I think I'll go first. This is S tier 1,000,000,000,000%. Not only is it a miracle for the Vikings to win a playoff game, which they happen to do that game, final seconds against one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Granted, he was sitting on the bench, but still that team. And it was just a crazy throw from Case Keenum, of all people, and just the confidence, the aggression from Diggs. He knew he was going to get to the end zone, and he did. And it was a miracle that the Vikings managed to win a playoff game. Just
Truly.
really quick, can you guys tell me the one team that Daniel Jones has beaten in the playoffs?
Oh, that would simply be the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
Have the Vikings only beaten one team in the playoffs in the past, decade?
No, we made it to the conference finals in 2018. Do we have a bye?
Who did we beat other than the Saints?
Was it the...
I'm looking it up.
I don't know, but your washer's going off.
Yes, it is. I can't control that. I don't know if we beat anybody other than the Saints, because we beat the Saints in the Miracle, and then we beat them 2 years later with the Kyle Rudolph
with that OT
touchdown
game.
in the corner. Yeah, in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, so that was the year that we went to the conference championship because we had a bye in the wild card. Because that was before it went to a one-team wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were the 2
okay.
seed.
Yeah, in the last 10 years, yes. Oh wait. Okay, the Kyle Rudolph one was in 2019. Because that was in overtime.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then we went to the division and lost to the 49ers.
Yeah.
The Minneapolis Miracle was when we were the 1 seed, wasn't it?
We were the 1 or the 2. We were
Yeah.
hosting.
Okay.
Oh no, we were the 2.
No, we were the 2 because then we
'Cause it
went
was in
into
Philly.
Philadelphia and
Yeah.
got routed.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because that was the year of the Miracle. And then the only other team that we have beaten. Okay, so in the past 15 years, we beat the Dallas Cowboys in 2010 when Brett Favre. That was the last team that we beat in, I guess it would be the past 15 years.
Yeah, and then we
Jesus.
lost to the Giants and lost to the Rams.
The Rams.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the 49ers and the Eagles and the Packers and the Seahawks.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty fair to say that it was a miracle that the Vikings won that playoff game.
But we own the Saints. Fuck
Yeah.
the Saints.
And
Yeah, fuck the Saints.
awesome alliteration. S tier.
Kyle, I assume you're in the same boat here?
Yes, absolutely S tier. I just have a great, it's one of those moments in my lifetime where it's I remember exactly where I was, exactly what happened. All the emotions still reign true to this day. The one thing that I always remember was me and my dad watching it, and both of us screaming right when he caught it, like, get out of bounds, because we had no idea with the coverage, of the game at the time, that there was no one back there covering the end zone. So then when he started going, we were just screaming. I feel like we woke up the whole neighborhood if they weren't already watching. It's a great memory as a Minnesota fan. So I have to give it an S.
I didn't watch it live.
Loser.
I remember I did. I wasn't super into the Vikings at that point, but I remember watching it live because that was our sophomore year, because we then had to go in to, I don't remember if you guys had him, but Mr. Handler was a huge Eagles fan. And so that was, we came in very high and mighty and then came in quite humbled. Yeah, this is S tier. Easy peasy. Let's go on. Number 2, speaking of Mr. Handler and the Philadelphia Eagles, this is the Philly special. Philly. Kyle, where are you putting the Philly special?
I'm going to give this like a solid C. It's a cool play. I'll give it to him. Like, I like the play design. The only thing is it's not unique. The moment itself is, because it was like in the Super Bowl. It was in Minneapolis. It was like against Tom Brady. There's a lot of cool things with it. But the play design itself, other teams have run it before. Other teams have succeeded with it before. So to me, it was nothing special. And also Philly, fuck Philly, C.
I'm going A tier. All the positives that Kyle listed happened in Minneapolis, happened against Tom Brady, happened in the Super Bowl. I think the play design is fucking awesome, and I think they sell it so well that he's just like, changing a play call to the O-lineman. Like, he sells it so well, and they just all know what they're doing. Get in sync, gets in the touchdown, or gets in the end zone for a touchdown. It's just awesome. A tier, not S tier because it was the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in between here. I'm gonna go like high B tier, simply because it did start a trend. Like, it wasn't a super commonly run play, but for like 3 years afterwards, it was the trick play. Was you ran the Philly special. But I side with Cameron there because I think it should be a little higher than Kyle, but I also hate Philadelphia, and I can't put them in A tier, so I want to put them right at the top of B tier.
Yeah, and I think Philly special is a cool name. I didn't touch on that. There are worse names of plays that we'll get into.
True. This next one, some say it wouldn't have a name, but I think this counts as a name. It is Malcolm Butler, interception at the 1 yard line, picks off Russell Wilson because they didn't want to hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch for some reason. Cameron, where are you going with Malcolm Butler?
Simply because this is a both names and plays tier list. This can't go higher than a C tier because, Ryan, that name is stupid.
Yeah, there's not really a name to the name play.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's such a monumental play that I am going to have to put it at its maximum limit, C tier.
That's where I was thinking. Just like, again, it's a really fun moment. There's a lot that went wrong with that play, arguably, because why the fuck didn't you just hand it off to Marshawn Lynch? So in general, like, C.
Yeah, I have to agree with you here. The rules are the rules. It's not just the play. It's the name as well. And this doesn't have a real name. It's not like the blank, or it's not a real name. It can't ascend the tiers. I think it's one of the better plays on here.
Yeah.
But gotta follow the rules. Gotta follow. I'm a man of rules. So gotta follow. Yeah, so C here. I think we're in agreement here. Let's go ahead. A little more recent one. We've got the Hail Murray. You remember this was a Hail Mary by Kyler Murray, I believe, to DeAndre Hopkins to win in the last seconds over the Buffalo Bills. Kyle, I'll start with you on this one. Hail Murray. Where are you throwing it?
I think the name itself is pretty cool here because obviously it is a play on Hail Mary, and it's Kyler Murray. So I think obviously just like the creation of it works well. The impact of it, I think the Cardinals sucked that year. This wasn't a playoff game by any means, because clearly it wasn't, because it was against the Bills. And I don't think that it was like impactful for the Cardinals at all in terms of seeding or maybe like draft placement or anything. It was just, hey, we won a football game. So, and even then, I don't think it impacted the Bills negatively either. So name alone, I think, is going to push it into B for me. But the play itself, obviously cool. It's a Hail Mary. Awesome. Great. Just not impactful because we have a lot of impactful plays in this list here.
Mhm.
So comparatively, we just have to set it aside.
Why are you demeaning the accomplishments of the Hail Mary? That is not just a Hail Mary. That is a 70-yard Hail Mary into a guy who is triple teamed.
Am I thinking of a different play?
70.
It was long.
There's a 43 yard.
43.
43
I'm
yards
exaggerating.
Okay,
40
I thought I was thinking of a different play.
43 yards, but 43 yards in the air
That's crazy.
after a scramble.
Yeah.
And how many guys did he have on him in coverage? Not just one
was
big
a
guy.
lot.
Not just two big guys. Three big guys on him in coverage, which is just like three big guys in covers. Kyle's bed.
Boo.
How was that? Was that good?
That sucked.
No, that was good.
Okay.
That was
All
good.
right.
I got to give you that one.
You know,
I was willing to listen to your argument and maybe push it up, but now I'm not.
yeah, that is a high A, low S tier. I'll throw it in A.
Yeah, I'm going to put this in, I'm somewhere between B or A. They were both over 500 that year. Buffalo was 7-2 at the time. Arizona was 5-3. Because Buffalo had their bye and Arizona hadn't. So
Kyle's just hating.
Yeah. It's my job.
I like it because it was a D-Hop catch, and I'm a D-Hop fan. I think he was one of those era-defining receivers of like him, Julio Jones, one of those guys who is just like, oh, the 2010s are the era of DeAndre Hopkins. The late 2000s into the early 2010s were the era of Julio Jones. Also, to be clear, this was the first go-ahead Hail Mary in a regular season fourth quarter since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So we hadn't seen it play this impactful in the final seconds since 2015.
You kids are so greedy with your Commanders Bears game.
Yeah, I almost put that on here, but I think that name is stupid. Do you know what they call that?
No.
The Hail Maryland. Because it was in DC.
Cringe.
That's
I'm gonna be honest.
The Hail
bonus
Mary
one,
land.
bonus one. Yeah, bonus one. That's F tier. That's F tier.
For the name itself, yeah.
For the name, it's F tier.
I'm gonna put that one in the C tier as well for the same argument as the Malcolm Butler play.
Yeah, bad name. But for the Hail Mary, I'm gonna go bottom of A. I'm gonna go bottom of A for the Hail Mary. Let's go ahead. Next up, we have a Mark Sanchez classic. We've got the butt fumble. One of the few plays that gets a name for how bad it is. Cameron, where are you putting it?
The A tier. It's kind of funny how he just gets pancaked by his own O-lineman's ass, drops the ball. The name butt fumble is iconic. I've heard it hundreds of times before I even watched the play. Incredible. Yeah, A tier. Kyle?
Yeah, this is S. What?
Because there's two S's. Wait, sorry. Never mind. Sanchez, S. I was going to say, I was thinking ass because Cameron said ass. So I'm like, there's two S's in ass. But there's an S in Sanchez.
Okay, so I completed the word ass. You guys did S's, I did A. We got ass for the butt fumble.
We got ass for the butt fumble.
That just makes sense. So that's why I have it in A. That's another reason why I have
Sacrificial
it in A.
lamb. Sacrificial lamb. Appreciate it.
I think it's just... is Mark Sanchez known for anything else?
Nope.
Other than being a commentator now and taking the Jets to the playoffs once, I think?
Yeah, it was. Wasn't that in the playoff game?
No, it wasn't in the playoff game.
Okay.
It was the conference finals the year that the Vikings also made it and Bountygate happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So we got ass. Ass for this one.
Yep.
Ass for the butt fumble.
The butt fumble.
Yes. All right, let's head back to the playoffs. Why don't we? We've got the double doink. The double doink. I had this on here instead of wide left because wide left would inflict too much pain for us. So instead, we're going to inflict pain on Chicago fans. The double doink. Cameron, you did it first last time. Kyle, double doink.
I'm going to be honest here. I love seeing Chicago suck especially in a playoff game. It didn't sound like a doink to me. It was more of a thud. Obviously, the alliteration, I get it. And this is just purely semantics for the name of my argument, but it wasn't a doink. Like, I thought it was a thud. So that's where I'm kind of like, I'm skewing more towards an A, because just it's a generational, it's like a once in a lifetime play that it double bounces off of the uprights. So I get it. Again, impactful. It's very rare to see it happen again, but I'm going to say A because I thought it was a thud.
I'm not super familiar with the history of the term doink being used to hit a football off a field goal post, but if that's where it started on that play, it is so iconic. Just anytime a football hits it and it goes in, he's like, oh, he doinked it in. What was it, Zane Gonzalez? For the
Cody Parkey.
Yeah, it was Cody Parkey. Because he legitimately lost any NFL opportunity after that.
Dude, well, it was from the.
No, I was saying, didn't Zane Gonzalez do it this year? And people were just, oh, he doinked it in. Wasn't that against the Buccaneers?
I think there were a couple doink ins this year.
Yeah, that again. Yeah, in the playoffs, I thought. Yeah. I don't know. Could be wrong. Could be making things up.
So the term doink has been used before, but there was never a double doink in that significant of a game.
Yeah, no, and I'm going to put this in B tier just because, like, cool. Chicago is, I don't know, I kind of feel sorry for them at this point, so
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw them in A tier because many people forget this. Not only did it bounce off of two uprights, that was after the kick was partially blocked. Mm-hmm. So if it didn't get partially blocked, that was probably a made field goal. Gets blocked a little bit off the upright, off the crossbar, and then back out to the 3-yard line. That's a lot to go wrong just to see the Chicago Bears suffer. And I think when God smiles, we shan't, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I shan't disgrace God's gift to us Vikings fans by making the Bears suffer. So I'll give it the respect I think it deserves at an A tier. All right, after that, we have the Miracle in Miami. A lot of miracle names, but I feel like we picked two of the best miracles. The Miracle in Miami. Cameron?
Really quickly before I talk about this play, we were talking about MNBA players earlier getting injured a lot. Domantas Sabonis just hurt his ankle.
Damn. Bless you.
Damn. Thank you.
Bless
to both you and Sabonis.
And Domantas. What a player.
Damn.
Yeah, this is S tier for me. It's crazy just how many defenders that last guy was able to get through. The fact that there was not one but two lateral passes after the initial pass. I hadn't seen it before tonight when we were prepping for the episode, but holy shit, that was electric. I loved it. And Miracle in Miami, just like Minneapolis Miracle. The alliteration, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
S tier.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with the S tier. Obviously, the play itself and everything that Cameron said, yes. But I wanted to highlight on the call because Ryan mentioned it earlier too. But I listened back to it again because it's such a cool play. But he was like, and Gronkowski doesn't have the ankle. Like he just like the way that he said that, just like it scratches the right part of your brain when you listen to it. So that part alone just made it an S for me.
Yeah, this is an S. I'll be honest, the play is really cool. The name is doing a lot of lifting here as well. I think the Miracle in Miami is quite a fun name.
It's definitely better than Miami Miracle.
Yeah. The Miami Miracle would have just been like, really? It's the Miracle in Miami. And, I mean, the play is great. You see those kinds of plays go wrong all the time. So to see it work was one thing. I mean, the spectrum on one of those lateral type plays at the end of the game is so crazy because you can get that, or you can get Mac Jones getting trucked by Chandler Jones.
It was glorious.
For the Raiders to lose the game instead of going into overtime. So the fact that it happened like this against Tom Brady's Patriots, Gronkowski was on the field and he couldn't make the tackle. It's a great play. Supported by an even greater name. I love it. This is an S tier. Easy. Let's go ahead. We're moving on to one of the few plays that this is really just a kind of a standard play design to start off with. It's the Beast Quake. Started off just as a normal run play and then got out of hand from there. So, Kyle, how are we feeling about the Beast Quake?
It's glorious. It's just so beautiful. It's magnificent. The name itself is so iconic. Like Cameron has mentioned for a couple of the other names of plays that like you hear before you see, at least for our generation, because I don't think I was watching football as religiously as I do prior to the Beastquake, but I knew Beastquake as a kid growing up. It's one of those iconic plays. So I can't give it anything less than an S.
As someone who had never heard of the Beastquake before tonight, I don't know what you're talking about, Kyle.
All right, fuck you.
I fucking hate that name. I get that he's beast mode, but it's not like it rhymes with anything. It's so clunky. Beastquake? That is so clunky. And
okay, when you say it like that, yeah, you're like, the Beastquake.
No,
yeah,
Beastquake? That's how
you
you would say
Beastquake.
it. Beastquake.
The Beastquake.
That's
the
so
Beastquake.
clunky.
You're clunky. Fuck you.
Thank you.
Where are you putting this then?
Cool run. He broke like 9 tackles, stiff armed a guy, jumped over another guy. C tier.
Okay. You're both fucking awfully wrong. Let's be clear here. You're both wrong in different ways. Kyle is correct. This is one of the best play names of any of them. It's the most original by far. It's not the blank, which is a great formula.
Well, yeah,
it's not a miracle. It's the Beastquake. The Lumen Field got so loud, it registered as an earthquake. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, but it still is just clunky to say. It's awesome.
And my problem with it, and why I'm going to put it in C tier, it's a run play. He makes a good play, but think about it. Think about this. Is that run better than any run Adrian Peterson ever had? No. Adrian Peterson had better runs than that, but they don't get a name. It's just a run play. The only reason it's a thing is because Seattle fans during that era were crazy. And Lumen Field has decided to amplify noise. Goated name, one of the best of all time, for a good play. It's a run play. They're running halfback dive right. This isn't like... It's Marshawn Lynch. He's great. He breaks a bunch of tackles. It's not like a crazy play design. It's halfback dive. I can't put halfback dive that high.
For the play itself, I see your argument, but I don't care. S.
Well, we're split on this one. We're split.
You've convinced me. I'm going down to a D tier.
I don't think we'll ever come to an agreement on this one.
That's insane.
No.
That's just insane.
Let's go ahead. Let's move on. Back to the playoffs. We've got David Tyree and the Helmet Catch. The Helmet Catch, an iconic play. One of the only people to fell Tom Brady in a Super Bowl. Kyle, how are you feeling about the Helmet Catch?
I mean, if we're talking about clunky names here, I would argue that the Helmet Catch maybe isn't the easiest to roll off the tongue. It doesn't have maybe some pizzazz, you could say, to me personally.
I agree
incredible,
with that.
Yeah, it's an incredible play. Again, once in a lifetime. That is hard to replicate, just purely situationally. So I like it. I was gonna say like a B, maybe like high C, low B, but I'm gonna lean towards low B.
Okay, Cameron.
Was it that good of a play? It was in the Super Bowl. That was cool, but
yeah, it won them the game.
Theoretically, a helmet catch is easier than a regular catch because you have 3 points of contact.
Did he only do it one-handed though? Wasn't it like this?
No, he had to. The photo they always show is one, but his other hand is right here. It's just not on the ball at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you D tier.
Look, guys, I agree on the name. Not a great name. You're just calling it what it is. He caught it with his helmet. The catch is good, but we're celebrating the wrong part of the play here. Because if you watch the whole video, Eli Manning gets horse-collared, dodges like 3 tacklers before rolling left and throwing this ball. It was a 3rd and 5, like a minute and a half, maybe a minute 14 or a minute 40, I can't remember, left. So that even if he dropped it, they would have had another play to try to get the first down to win the game. Try to get the first down to continue marching down the field to win the game, because they were down at the time. It's a good catch. It's not the best catch I've seen by any means. It's a high-pressure catch. It's a high-pressure catch for sure. You know what else was a high-pressure catch? Justin Jefferson, 4th and 18 against the Bills.
Yep.
That play doesn't have a name. That won play of the year at the ESPYs. Doesn't have a name. This play does not deserve a name, and therefore it should be F tier. This is a good play.
Yeah,
that's a hot take.
Well, I get what you're saying about Eli Manning, but the name is the helmet catch, so it's mostly focused on the catch. If it was the throw that led to the helmet catch, not even more clunky of a name, but better play.
But a better play.
Yeah.
But the catch itself, it's a good catch, guys.
Yeah, it's not special.
I think this is F. I think for named plays, this is F tier. It doesn't deserve to be a named play. And I get the moment. It's like, oh, nobody's beaten Tom in a Super Bowl. Okay. Eli Manning just beat him. David Tyree didn't beat Tom Brady. Eli Manning just beat Tom Brady. So let's celebrate Eli a little bit. Don't give it to David. Let's go ahead. We've got one more play here. Again, we're heading back to sort of like the butt fumble plays of shame. This is the classic, the Dan Orlovsky. Pulling Dano. Cameron, where is the Dan Orlovsky on your tier list?
F tier. Stupid name. It's just like his name. And the play, it's just, oh, he had a brain fart. Cool. Happens to all of us.
I mean, yeah, but he had Jared Allen running
you
at
said
him.
but.
All right, we made it to 11 episodes, guys.
Good child. This is what, F tier?
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say like C, because like Dan Orlovsky has a fun name. I will give it to him.
The Orlovsky.
This is B. This is C or B, because sure, the name is just you pulled the Dan Orlovsky, but it's a verb. Dan Orlovsky. Do you know how infamous you have to be to become a verb? Jimmy Garoppolo, Dan Orlovsky. CJ Stroud, Dan Orlovsky.
I Kyle Springer in my pants the other day.
But you have to be infamous to become a verb. And the meme potential of Dan Orlovskying is too good. It's too good. This is a C or a B, for sure.
Cam, I just want to know, what is the Kyle Springer in your pants?
I think we know.
I think I know. I need you to spell it out for me.
What's this word on my shirt?
Okay,
I was not going there.
And then what's the shit that comes out of your ass?
Shit.
Like at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's some operations here. Was it at the same time?
If you come and shit your pants at the same time, it's called a Kyle Springer.
I did not.
You guys haven't heard that one?
That was not where my mind was going with that one. No. In fact, it was the one bodily function that happens there that you didn't list.
No, that's a different name. I won't get into it on here. If you know, you know.
Oh my
and if
god!
You know, you wish you didn't.
No, I'm glad I do.
Oh, sorry.
This segment
I
has
cried
derailed.
a little bit there.
Me too.
This segment has gone off the rails. This was supposed to be a 15-minute segment.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's move on to the NFL at large. We are now a week into free agency. Teams have made a lot of their big moves. There are still some moves yet to be made. Aaron Rodgers, as of time of recording, still does not have a team. Other moves, people got released. Cooper Kupp is a Seahawk now, along with Sam Darnold, like we talked about last week. Big moves can still be made, but we've done a lot of the bulk signings so far. So what's going to happen? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give you a team, and I want you guys to give me your off-season grade for this team. Okay? Let's go ahead and start with our hometown team, the Minnesota Vikings. What grade are we giving the Minnesota Vikings, Cameron?
A+, see me after class for a treat. Incredible.
See, when you say that with that shirt, I think the treat is a crime.
God.
I want the Vikings to see me after class, the whole team.
We're not going to have another Love Boat situation.
Oh my God.
Fine, it's just me. Yeah, S tier, they did everything right. They revamped the O-line. We talked about them a lot last week. Revamped the O-line, got two guys from the Colts, got a bunch of stud defensive linemen, got back a couple key free agents back under contract, like Aaron Jones, like Pat Jones,
Byron Murphy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see any better situation for JJ McCarthy to be stepping into.
Or Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, stop
I
it.
don't think Aaron Rodgers, I'm not as upset as most people by the idea of him going to the Vikings, but I don't think it's going to happen for at least a month because he likes his name to be in the media cycle and he's a drama queen.
I think he's playing it for money. I think he's trying to get more money out of the Steelers and the Giants.
Okay, because he's not going to get money from us, and if he
Nope.
does, then I'll be mad. But
yeah. As we currently stand for the Vikings, pending no other like major fumbles, I agree A+. But I added like 18 more pluses on top of there, so it's like A++++, like just it goes off the page, you know. I think they've done great so far. Obviously, there's probably a little bit of bias in there, but it's been a great free agency for us. Hopefully, it translates to the football field, because obviously, I've been in the cycle before of like, oh my God, we have all these great free agents, we're doing all these cool things, and then we suck. But I definitely don't think that this is going to happen this year. I think that we have a lot of great key pieces that are going to propel us into a really fun season ahead.
Yeah. I think they solved a lot of their own line issues. Left guard's still a question, but we talked about Blake Brandel probably heading in there. I think if that's your weak link, so be it. There's still some questions on the back end defensively. You have Byron Murphy. You let Cam Bynum walk, but you still have Josh Metellus. You re-signed Theo Jackson, so I think that's a sign that they kind of believe that Theo Jackson can step up and be that Cam Bynum role. I'm still excited. The one guy I'm excited to see what he can actually do with more reps is Mekhi Blackman.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's big. I think with more reps, I'd love to see what kind of a corner he can turn into. But other than Byron Murphy and you have Josh Metellus come down and kind of in the box, their cornerback room is still questions. They could have the answers to those questions in the building, but they also could very well not. We don't know if Isaiah Rodgers full-time is going to be able to keep it up as a starter. Again, we don't know what Mekhi Blackman can be coming off that ACL tear, but you're not going to figure that out until the season. So for now, when they don't sign Aaron Rodgers, this is an A+ for sure. If they sign Aaron Rodgers, it will be a D.
Yeah.
D for deadbeat family member.
All right, let's go on. We've got Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Fucking bang, 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 click, 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 reload, bang, bang. Fucking hate that name. Cameron, how are you feeling about Jerry's boys? His football team, not the boys he keeps in his basement.
I am going to give him a F+, see me after class for a punishment, Mr. Jones.
How is that any different than the treat? Can you explain?
Oh, the treat is I'm gonna get a train ran on me by the Vikings team, and then the punishment is that I'm gonna K-word, I-word, L-word, L-word, Mr. Jones over here.
Understood.
Yeah, might be doing the franchise a favor.
The Cowboys made a lot of moves, specifically with signings and re-signings. However, they didn't do one move. giving Micah Parsons the money that he deserves. The one retention that I do really like in terms of contract value is re-signing Kavonte Turpin for 3 years, 18 mil. I think he's a good player. And getting him on that kind of contract over that period of time, good for the team. They revamped their running back room was already bad and it got worse. They signed Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, neither of whom are as good as Rico Dowdle. Yeah, F plus. Not an F because they didn't really like lose anyone too important.
Yeah, this wasn't a big year for like losses for them in terms of free agents. I think they had a lot of guys just locked down for the next couple of years. But yeah, you got to pay Micah. Like, truly, what else do you have going on in your franchise? I know you don't have a lot of room to sign him because you're paying Dak Prescott number one quarterback money for absolutely no fucking reason. So it's tough to be a Dallas Cowboy GM, especially when your Dallas Cowboys GM is like 200 years old. So I was going to say like a D minus, just like the situation that they're in doesn't allow them to truly do much. But even with what they had, they did nothing to me. So yeah, D minus.
Yeah, this is an F. This is an absolute F. You solved no problems. Like, the O-line was a problem. Didn't solve it. The running back room was a problem. Didn't really solve it. The defense was Swiss cheese. Didn't really solve it. You're basically betting on last year was supposed to be the run it back year, and you're basically saying, well, too many key guys got injured, so this is the run it back year this time.
Except with a new coach.
Except with a new coach, who's basically the same as the old coach, but unproven. Brian Schottenheimer is not a elevator of talent. It's Brian Schottenheimer. So you've done nothing but stagnate your franchise this year, and then that number for Micah, like you said, just keeps going up because he's going to want to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. He's going to want to make Myles Garrett money, and he should get Myles Garrett money. But now you could have signed him before Myles Garrett, and you could have gotten away paying him 37, 38 mil because Justin Jefferson makes 35. So you could have said, we're going to pay you more than Justin Jefferson because we value you that much. But now Myles Garrett makes $40 million fucking dollars a year. You got to pay Micah Parsons 40. You got to pay him $40 million and 1 cent at least.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fucked. They're fucked. Not as fucked as another team when it comes to cap that we're going to get to, but Dallas is fucked for sure.
Jamar making more than Garrett.
Yeah, we'll get to them. But let's go ahead. Let's look at the New England Patriots, the former Dark Empire, now not so scary anymore. Kyle, how do you feel about this New England Patriots offseason?
The main concern that the Patriots had, other than maybe some like offensive weapons for Drake May, was protecting Drake May. And who did they just sign to a contract? Oh, Mr. Garrett Bradbury, who, yes, was a full-time starter for the Minnesota Vikings, but allowed some of the most pressures and sacks that a center could allow in that time frame. So your O-line problem has gotten worse. I'm sorry, Garrett Bradbury, you are a great guy. I can tell. Clearly, it's hard to be an NFL center, especially when in the NFC North, especially those D lines are hard to play against. So I don't want to just absolutely bash the guy, but that signing alone makes it a free agency an F because their GM doesn't know what they're doing because they signed fucking Garrett Bradbury to be their starting center. So I don't even care about the rest of the moves that they made. That's truly one of the worst moves of the offseason.
Yeah, I'm not going to give them an F. Actually, I'm going to give them an A minus. They made a lot of moves that I really like. They were very active on day one of free agency. They got Milton Williams. They stole him from the Panthers. Arguably the best free agent available. Carlton Davis, they gave a lot of money. He did great for the Lions last year. They got Morgan Moses for their O-line, also like Harold Landry and Robert Spillane for their defense. Mac Hollins, who is a target. And Josh Dobbs, backup quarterback, solid, reliable. I get not liking Garrett Bradbury because he did kind of get pancaked a lot when he was here, but I don't know if their O-line, I don't think he's going to be their starting center.
They don't have a starting center. They cut their starting center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's going to be their starting center, but I don't know if their O-line is really that much of an issue last year.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was for sure. It was awful.
I didn't watch any Patriots.
Fair enough. Patriots, I pulled up, I thought was a fun... You know how there's always those like team-specific fan sites? Like Minnesota has Purple North, I think it is. The, what's this? SB Nation Pat's Pulpit. The Patriots SB Nation site has a article about signing Garrett Bradbury. And they talk about how he has plenty of experience. And I would agree. He has a lot of experience with his ass and back in the dirt, because that's where he ends up a lot. Currently, they are a rotation. Like last year, it was a fucking it was a turnstile on the interior offensive line. And they say that he currently has the far and away head start to being their starting center, which if his competition is Cole Strange, who was their
I thought he played
center.
guard.
He does. So it's not looking great for the Patriots. Cameron, you're totally right. They filled out their defense. I like a lot of what they did on the defense. They're going to hold opponents to 10, 17, 14 points a game. The problem is they're going to score 6.
And it's not going to be touchdowns.
It's going to be 2 field goals. They have no offense. Drake May is going to die out there. Even if they get Travis Hunter or like Ted McMillan,
they're not getting Ted McMillan at 4.
No,
they
but
might.
Ted McMillan, I've seen a lot of projections. They're projecting that Ted's going to fall, but I think he's
not
a better...
falling to the Patriots in the second round.
No. But I think Tedderone McMillan is a better pure wide receiver than Travis Hunter.
Mhm.
He's not a better player overall than Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's value there is just too much. But if they get a real weapon for him, that's a start. But they didn't solve their biggest problem, which is their offense. So I can't go higher than like a C for them.
I'm just optimistic about the Patriots next year. I think they're going to do pretty darn good, at least compared to this season.
Let's go ahead. Let's head back to the NFC North. We've got the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers.
F for fuck the Packers.
Sure. Kyle, is that your official verdict
Yes.
right there? All right. No need to talk more on that for you.
Nothing to elaborate on.
Cameron, do you have a take other than fuck the Packers?
D tier. They barely did anything. One thing that they did do is re-sign Predator McManus to a 3-year contract. Isaiah McDuffie they brought back. He's decent. But then they paid a lot of money for Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs. Those are the only 2 free agent acquisitions they made, and they gave them both quite a hefty contract. And I don't know if they really were D-.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat here. It's not a total F, but
yeah,
that's a lot of money for Banks. That was a lot of money. I'm not saying he didn't earn it. He was one of the best free agent guards on the market, and you kind of have to overpay to play in Green Bay right now because, one, it's Green Bay. Nobody wants to live there. Did you see, I can't remember who, someone signed out of Green Bay and went to Las Vegas, and they were talking about how, like, yeah, man, it sucks there. Everything closes at 8. It's like, yeah, it's Green Bay. It sucks. But there's a lot of questions there right now. They have decided that Jordan Love is their franchise guy. I still don't know if he is true franchise guy worthy. He had a great end of the season 2 years ago. He had a great back half of the season this year.
His last couple games were not good.
Yeah, so I don't know if he truly is the franchise guy that Green Bay thinks he is, and they overpaid. So I can't give him that much value for that. So yeah, I'm with Cameron on the D- there. Finally, with 2 sparkly brand new wide receiver contracts kicking in, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals. Cameron, how are you feeling about Cincinnati's offseason?
I know what you're gonna say because you're a salary cap freak, and I'm just I'm more casual. Cool, they got paid a lot of money, but they're fucking great. Their offense is gonna be just as electric as it was last year. They did make a bunch of smaller moves on their defense, nothing huge. They did say Trey Hendrickson is available for trade. Could see him leave before the end of the offseason, and if that happens, that's not going to be good at all. Hopefully it can happen before the draft, if it's going to happen at all. They can get some assets, draft defense. This is a pretty solid draft class from what I hear, other than quarterback. Yeah, I don't know. Those 3 guys, I get they're being paid a lot of money on the offensive side of the ball, but they're getting paid a lot of money for a reason, and that's to be the best offense in football. Just the best offensive trio, I should say.
I don't think they'll be the best offense in football.
No.
Kyle?
I'm kind of hovering around like a C plus here, because yeah, you lock down your guys long term. That was the goal for this offseason, and you have accomplished it in that offensive trio. And I'm not going to take the stat away from you, Ryan, because I know you want to share it. But like, who is going to play defense other than Trey Hendrickson? Who is on the O-line to actually protect Joe Burrow and get him the opportunity to throw the ball out there?
Cody Ford, who they signed for 2 years, $6 million.
Yeah, I just it's not substantial. It's not a needle tipper, you could say, especially in a tough AFC North with the Ravens and kind of sort of the Steelers. But like, it's not like that was the bare minimum for the Bengals this year, was to sign those guys to contracts. They waited way too long to do it. And so that is screwing them over moving forward. So yeah, they're going to score 45 points a game, but their defense is going to allow 50. Like it's hard football to play. So that's where it's like they met their standard. They got what they needed from this offseason, but they have done nothing else beyond that. So
in terms of this offseason specifically, I'll give them a D+. In terms of overall roster management and team construction, this is an F-. And to do that, to properly explain it, I'm going to need to put on my nerd glasses here.
Fucking nerd.
And get to the SPO track here. Because this team is paying 3 offensive players 40% of their cap space. What? That's entire. There are 50 other players on the roster that you have to pay. Your defense was abysmal. You have done nothing to solve that. You better hope you do it in the draft. It's just, when it comes to team construction, you have significantly hamstringed your ability to put players around, even role players, good role players on the offensive line and on the defense, in order so that you don't have to score 93 points a game. They had a strategy. I'll give them that. Their strategy was Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Gobert. And they are great. Cameron, you're not wrong. Jamar Chase is a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL, and he's not 3.
Yeah.
He's top 2?
I'd say top 2 for sure. Who?
That's not what I'm questioning. I'm questioning if he's number 1, because I think he might be.
I'd put Justin Jefferson.
Unbiased, I think it's Jamar Chase.
I think there's a conversation to be had there. I do think it is Justin Jefferson, but we can get into that later.
To be fair, Justin Jefferson hasn't had a quarterback like Joe Burrow, so. True.
And also Justin Jefferson hasn't had a target share like Jamar Chase does for the most part. But that's a different conversation. But even if he is, and he got paid like the best player in the NFL, he is currently the highest paid non-QB in the NFL. You then paid $35 million a year for a wide receiver too.
That's wide receiver 1 money.
When you're already paying your quarterback elite quarterback money, because he is an elite quarterback. Your quarterback deserves the money. Jamar deserves the money. Hell, T. Higgins deserves the money. You can't be the one to pay him. You can't, because now you don't have money to sign significant O-line contracts. You've now hamstringed your ability to keep your any rookies you develop over the next 3 years, any players who our contracts are up, your ability to retain them has, if they've earned an extension, has now gone down because they're going to ask for more money.
Hurts their ability to trade him, which you mentioned a couple weeks ago, how the Patriots could have potentially gone for him.
Yes, absolutely, because the Patriots, I could see still doing it because the Patriots are the kind of team that are desperate enough for a wide receiver that they would pay $35 million, because they wouldn't be paying him $35 million to be a 2, they'd be paying him $35 million to be a 1, which is much more reasonable wide receiver 1 money.
Yeah.
But it's just inept team construction. And you could have avoided this problem if you signed Jamar last year. He was going into the rookie year of his contract this year. It's not unreasonable to sign elite players before you enter the 4th and 5th years of their contracts. You knew Jamar was Jamar. You could have paid him, at the time, you could have paid him $35 million or $35 million and 1 cent if he just wanted to beat what JJ got. And that would have been, everybody would have looked at that at the time and been like, oh, that's a lot of money. And then it would have been now, and they'd be like, that's a fucking steal. Are you kidding me? The the Justin Jefferson contract right now looks like a bargain.
Fair.
This contract is going to hurt, even if the cap continues to go up. It just hinders the team. I don't think they can compete in the AFC North anymore.
T. Higgins isn't making 35. He's making roughly 27.5.
Is that guaranteed or total money?
I see 4 years, 115.
Is that guarantee or total?
Let's see, CBS Sports.
Let's see.
4 years. Yeah, 4 year, 115.
Okay, no, you're right.
So that's
right.
about 27.75, I think.
He's getting
still.
It's just, it's 28.75.
Okay.
From Spotrac. That's still a lot of money for a wide receiver 2. Especially wide receiver 2 is a position that you can afford to gamble in the draft on. Like, you can let T. Higgins walk if you think that you can find a wide receiver 2 in the draft, which you usually can't. But, like, Tyler Lockett was a wide receiver 2. Now, I get it, Tyler Lockett's older than T. Higgins, but he's not going to make $28 million a year. He might make $28 million over 3.
I was going to say, what was that Cooper Kupp contract? Wasn't it like 3 years, 45?
Yeah.
And he technically was the wide receiver 2 in LA this year. Because like truly they were moving to Puka. So
and he was hurt like the entire year.
Yeah, that too. But
so
yeah,
I just this is a D- for me.
It's incredible how the grades have fallen. Shout out LSU 2019.
I said B.
All right. Well, that wraps
see
up
me after class.
Perfectly fine grade. No need to see me. Well, that wraps up our NFL discussion for now. Of course, we'll be back at it next week. But before we end the episode, it's not an episode of Bisportuals without the one, the only. It's Cameron Gertenson's album of the week. Go ahead, Cameron. What have you got for us this week?
I'm going to be talking about the album Girl with Fish by Feeble Little Horse. They recently released a single called This Is Real that I absolutely love, so I wanted to revisit this album a little bit. Feeble Little Horse is my favorite thing out of, hold on, foreshadowing, Schittsburg, Pennsylvania. And also my favorite indie rock band with horse in their name, Sorry Horse Girl. You had a great album this year. This was formed in 2021 by 2 guitarists, Sebastian Kinsler and Ryan Walchonsky. Sorry if I mispronounced that. They soon added drummer Jake Kelly for the release of their first EP called Modern Tourism. After that, singer and bassist Lydia Slocum joined the band, who had previously worked with Sebastian, the guitar player. They have 2 studio albums out right now. The first is called Heyday. It came out in 2021, was re-released a year later when they signed with Saddle Creek Records, their current record label. Their second album, which is the one I'm going to be talking about, Girl with Fish. It was released in June 2023 under that same record label, and it went on to receive a lot of praise from publications like Pitchfork, Stereo Gum, Alternative Press. I first heard about this album from a really underground, low-key source called Anthony Fantano's Second Channel. I bet you guys have never heard of it. Yeah, he made a video about a year ago talking about shoegaze and had a lot of praise for this album. The guests he had on had a lot of praise for this album, so I say, oh, check it out. Yeah, this is a great indie rock / noise pop / shoegaze album that's awesome and cool, and I really like it, and it sounds great. The biggest lyrical theme that I was able to pick up on is like love and romance and relationships, but I haven't even really tried to dig it out super much just because I've been so locked in on how cool the instruments sound. Literally just listen to the first 15 seconds of the album. You will be hooked. It starts with a bang and it changes a lot, but it never loses that charm that it can pull you in with right away. Lydia's vocals are incredible, basically ASMR, and on the song Pocket you hear that she can scream with the best of them. My favorite tracks are Freak, Steamroller, Heaven, Sweet, Slide, Pocket, and the closer Heavy Water. The song Sweet in particular has a little bit of a gap of silence about halfway through the song, maybe a little bit after. And on the vinyl, that's where side 1 of the disc finishes, at that pause. And when you flip it over, put the needle back down, it just hits you with the blaring guitars that you just heard, that you just turned off. And it's the only vinyl I have that has a break in the middle of a song, and I thought it was awesome and surprised me in a great way. Yeah, just check it out. I think you will like it. If you don't, you're just wrong. And I have decided that I will be gatekeeping this band going forward. So get in now. Now's your chance. Otherwise, I'm going to say, no, you can't listen to them. And I am not going to tell anyone else about them. So, yeah.
I want to go ahead and shout out my favorite moment on the album so far, but what I've listened, which is the first 15 seconds of Steamroller. It starts off with sort of that shoegazy kind of ambient whatnot, and then the guitar comes in, and I was walking home from the train station when I was listening to it, and I just went, yeah.
Then she like, steamroller, you fuck like you're eating. I like that part.
Kyle?
Yeah, I was a big fan of Slide. I just like the guitar on there. It's really fun sounding.
Yeah.
Also Paces. Like it's their most, or not the most streamed song on there, because Freak is obviously the most streamed song. But it's like one of the most streamed songs on the album, and I see why. It's very catchy. It's very just easy to listen to, and for an album like this, where it's I didn't want to say like all over the place, but that's kind of what comes to mind, where it's just, it bounces back and forth through a lot of different things. It wasn't something that like lost my interest with all those changes. Like with it made sense. It was easy to follow. It was easy to jam with. Like just all in all, great production for Feeble Little Horse.
Shout out, check it out. Last chance.
Last chance to get on the train.
Yeah, their new single, This Is Real, also all over the place. It's got like 3 different acts in a song that's just over 3 minutes.
Wow.
Incredible.
I guess you could say this is your last chance to get on the horse.
And with that, thank you so much, Cameron, and thank you, audience members, for listening. We hope you have a wonderful Friday if you're listening to this on release. We hope you have a wonderful weekend if you're listening to it during the weekend. We hope you have a wonderful week if you're listening to it during the week. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to us. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye.
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 And fuck canker sores.